Wait, that's quite high. I feel like I'm going to sound like a demon.
Just double checking. Did I say episode 12? Yeah, I think it's episode 12.
I was literally just like, do not look at me. I don't know.
I looked immediately like,
anyone else?
I think it's...
I think it's 12.
10 was with Moise, 11 was with Alto, 12 is now.
So yes, 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is 12. Alright.
Leave this bit in. Oh, wait, am I on silent? Always.
Yeah.
I know, let me release the device.
Yeah, hope I don't lose it. No, it wasn't. It was just that it was left there.
Because I threw it without even checking that there was nothing inside it.
No, that's fine. It's
That's how much I respect you.
Right? Not offended. Not offended. Apparently can't live there. Everything else lives where it's put. But that can't live there.
Why did you put that? Okay.
But yeah. You ready?
Ready.
This one just might be a bit giddy, we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, welcome to episode 12 of Why Are We Not Recording This? So instead of gang signs. But yes, as always, myself and Katie, and today we've got another guest, the first female, actually, if you don't mind me saying female.
That just wave.
But yes, here comes a moment. We've got Nikara. Told you I was a fast learner.
He was ahead of the car, like.
Oh my god.
Oh no, I'm not going to say it again. Because there's risk. But yes, our first female guest. Why do I keep saying it like that?
I don't know why you keep saying it like that.
I mean, because the
It's
co-host is because the co-host does subscribe to that community. Is it a community or is it a? You know what? I'm not going to go to the community stuff, but
Hey girl.
Hello. Human being.
Thank you. I just made it weird.
No. It's factually accurate. Mm-hmm. Hey.
Yeah. So no, we do support. Sorry.
We're loving people.
Just went back down.
I'm trying to. I can't dig out. Yes, please. Thank you. I'm trying to dig myself out of the hole, but I just.
And keeps making it bigger.
Nikara, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining.
Yes, but really though, like Katie said, thanks for joining us because I've known you for a couple of years now, I would say, and we don't see each other that much, but when we do, it's always good vibes.
Yeah.
I'll admit to that.
Yeah.
And the first time we recorded, it was pre.
Told you pure giggles.
Yeah, but it was pre while we're not recording this. It was myself, Nino Calvin.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Nikara, so it's fine. Now I'm just weary about how say it, but it was 2021, give or take.
Yeah, 2021.
Yeah, that was a good conversation. It was one of those conversations that, you know what, this sounds like a good idea. It was one of those ones because you were an interesting spirit.
Yeah, same to you. Dude, that same day. We spoke in the car for an hour afterwards.
Oh yeah, the conversation just continued. Yeah,
that's so lovely. Mm-hmm. So how did you two meet?
Basically, what I just said.
Right. Was that?
Right.
Yeah,
that's how we met. Yeah.
So you do a lot of introductions, in a podcast form.
No, honest, for real.
Oh, that's nice.
But I feel like today's my favorite. I like the room. the vibe is lit.
Immaculate.
Immaculation.
That's what we're going with now.
Yeah, that's one word.
Yeah.
But and then the second time was you showing up at our exhibition last year. Do you remember?
Thank you so much for coming. You know, you arrived and I was just chaos. Same at the exhibition. So no, I don't remember you.
Just lives in chaos.
Honest about it, I just this ball of chaos all the time.
Yeah.
So in the exhibition, I was like, my print's falling off the wall. It was
no one
Thank you so much for coming. No, don't say that's the most heartbreaking shit I've ever heard in my life. No one knew I was there.
No one noticed. You were there?
Oh my
was your work there? Wow. All right. I didn't know. I didn't notice.
No, I didn't mean it like
We felt your spirit in the room. We just didn't know.
Like,
no, because I saw everything on the wall in the back.
Yeah.
And I remember your face distinctly.
That's
So-
even worse because I was like,
Again, I'm trying to dig myself out of the hole.
yeah. Like, yeah, so it'll be a lot of digging.
so, God, that is this episode all over. Like, we're already getting down roots. They're like, ooh, I'm gonna stop.
Nah, but
Yeah,
honestly,
thank you
like,
for coming to our
Yeah,
exhibition.
thank you.
it was amazing. Like, genuinely, like, going there made me feel inspired. Like,
Really?
seeing Sarah performing, this person DJing, this person just doing the photography, or like, I caught up with. Now, you know when you want to remember someone's name,
Yeah.
you just can't.
I know.
I had a lovely conversation with each and every single one of you, and I feel like these are such like powerful people individually, but then the whole thing was just such a vibe. Genuinely.
Oh my goodness, that's so nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
Because we agree with that sentence that you've just said, but when we say it to each other, we're just saying it like, of course
Yeah.
we think it was that.
Exactly. So, like,
We're amazing.
Of course we think it was a vibe. Like that was the whole
like, we
point
had
was-
fun.
Yeah,
but, like,
yeah.
we just hope the
someone
people who were there enjoyed as much
Oh,
as we
that's
did.
amazing to
That
hear,
was nice.
actually.
Yeah, because did I tell you I won?
Vaguely.
Like, so I also posted it on a story, and then it says SLAN Collective, like really in like big letters and writing, and I was like SLAN, like I swear I've heard this before, like I know this, and I was like SLAN, like, so I was just like, let me pull out the archive, and then I see your face, and I was like,
Oh, that's sick.
I'm so I'm gonna go, and then obviously I just showed up, and then it was
Yeah,
vibes,
'cause-
like as per usual.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
like, because like I said, I didn't know you were coming, so just obviously busy chaos everywhere, trying to get everything right, and then boom, your face, I'm like, no freaking way. How did you?
It was
What?
honest. I feel like the friendship's like one of them where it's just like, yeah.
Yeah, so that was like, it was really good seeing you.
And so weirdly, that connection, and I'm going to find a way of doing this. So at the exhibition, I had some sort of poster that was like, oh, who are you? And write who you are in the poster. Who's only on the poster?
I know.
You.
Okay, please, can I pitch my pilot? Can I pitch how I was going to introduce you? Okay. Can I pitch the approach there? Because you took it there. Like so.
So we had a sort of poster, and then go on. How are you going to do it smoother than that?
Like feeling crap. No pressure. Okay, know what? Boom. Okay, let's see how it's gonna word it. But yeah, at the exhibition, yeah, you mentioned the art. Actually, some of the pieces that were there are actually behind us, and you probably left your mark on one of them. Who knows?
That's how you were going to do it. I was like, the camera's on my
Yeah.
Please go on
please,
into
yeah.
it. I'd love you to.
Because it's quite
don't
dope
spoil
that
on
you-
things.
yeah.
I know. I'm like finding my way around.
Everything is breakable.
Breakable.
Yeah, including yourself.
Yeah.
And you don't have
Literally,
insurance.
The flower here, like I did like indigo colours because I was just like, yeah, like to like aura kind of colours. Like that was my whole vibe. And
All
then-
right, so yeah, the flower. And then,
Yeah.
So
what's the text next to it?
Alto's heads and that flower are two things that when I was rare occasion I sit on the sofa when I do. Plus Sarah's spray paint that she spray painted.
that was
Sarah was
funny
spray painting
ears.
indoors, and I was like, Sarah, we're like in an
Vibes.
underground bunker.
Do what I want.
And she was like, okay,
Stop me.
I'm just gonna finish the pink. And I was like, okay.
I'm just gonna inhale this.
But I notice that all the time.
Oh, thank you.
Now explain yourself. What is it?
No, because so obviously I wrote my name and then I wrote a reflection of you in brackets. But then I feel like flowers are like our greatest reflection because in life we're like blooming. Like, do you know what I mean? We're not
Yeah.
trying to force things, we're just slowly coming there. Do you know what I mean?
Stunning.
And they go through a
Can I
cycle as
admit
well.
something now because you've just said that?
Yeah.
I just did a little brief little stalking of you.
Oh.
And I'm finished with that section.
No, I don't.
And I saw one of your YouTube videos, and you said that you do flower readings.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah,
You come
she's
like-
crazy.
She did her homework. That's my co-host.
I may have forgot we were recording tonight. I may have forgot that, but if you think I
I
don't
may have been
research,
in town like 5 minutes ago.
Shoes are still on. But yeah.
flower
The shoes.
readings, the hard bottoms. The man said hard bottoms.
I didn't know what to call them.
It's true. Calm down.
This honestly, with the amount of like breathing that comes with laughter, this is probably so hard for people to listen to right now.
Yeah.
And I'm not sorry about that.
Yeah.
So, flower reading.
Yeah, flower reading. So, oh gosh, how do you even break down something like that? Like, for example, I know some people that can even do water readings. Like, for example, you can take a sip of that water and then someone will be able to look into it and see into you.
Based on the vibrations of it.
Based on the vibrations of it.
Because you're all energy.
Exactly.
So energy transfers, it doesn't die. Yeah. Stop looking at my waters, damn it.
Have you ever heard of like tea ceremonies?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and then they do, so obviously we have like tea bags right now, but then normally you'd have like tea with the herbs at the bottom of the pot. And then someone will be able to read the herbs and then see into you. Like, do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And for myself, it's kind of like, even when I was sat in here before, I was thinking, oh, this person's got good energy because these plants are just vibing right now.
But don't look in that corner. The dead flowers in that pot. I was like, don't look over there.
There's
like,
always that one that just like goes against the grain. Like,
she's dying. But
no, literally. So like, I've been doing flower readings for a minute, and it's just one of them. Like, it's not something that you do. It just came into my life, and I was just like, I know this.
Wow.
And then I just put a label on it, just flower readings. Never heard it before, but I just put a label on it. And then I started doing them for people. And the level of accuracy is kind of scary. Because I had 2 Americans email me for a reading. And so these are my 2 favorite readings that I've done so far. One was for bamboo. And bamboo is a very so obviously we know bamboo for its properties. It's very versatile. Like, you can eat bamboo, you can build a house with bamboo, you can build a boat with bamboo.
Yeah.
And also as well, bamboo is very dependable. But then the etymology of like bamboo's name is actually mambu. And then for me, because I'm into etymology, I hear mam, like mum kind of energy.
Mother.
So then this person was going through a time in their life where they needed support. And it's like, it's crazy that this person wanted bamboo in their life and then also support. So I was just able to see what I see from that plant and then just connect it back to that person to help them see themselves more. And that's what I've done for a lot of people now, and it's been sick.
wow.
Yeah.
What's the process then? Does someone come to you with with an idea of a plant in mind, or like how does it work? Or are you pointing them in a direction of like, I'm getting this kind of vibe from you? Literally around the time that I was doing it, I think it was like 2 years ago now. So that's why I was just like shocked, because you were like, have you seen those videos of like Nardwar? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was like a Nardwar. I was like, oh my days.
That's a hero. That's a hero.
The Cairo, we have to go.
Honestly, but like, so that's when the time that I was doing it. But basically, I was just like, yeah, I feel like I can do this. Like, again, it doesn't come from anywhere. I just felt like something I could do. And then I said energy exchange is £4.44, not just because I need the money, but just because I want to try doing it. And obviously something does need to be exchanged. And then I was just like, just tell me what your favourite flower is and tell me your name and don't tell me anything else. And then literally, it's like the flower just opens up to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, I'm just able just to email, and like they're not just little emails as well. Like, you need your mum.
There you go, John.
It's like pages and pages just like flow
Yes,
through
whatever
literally.
energy you get from just
like
looking
really,
at it, opening around it, thinking about it.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to skip past that price tag of £4.44 as well, by the way. 444,
Yeah.
come on, angel numbers. Okay, we see you.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Well, we skipped ahead massively because I still have all the questions about who you actually are.
Yeah, I know. I was essentially going to start from how you are, mind, body, and spirit, because we talk a lot about them 3 niggas in here. So, mind, body, and spirit. Like how, like, because like I said, the last time I seen you before now was at the exhibition, which was 5th of November.
Yeah.
That's about what, 6 months ago?
Wow, time.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, how was thou?
Honestly, I'm good. I feel like, you tell me if you feel the same, but I feel like winter was not like a subtle intensity. Like, it was just like, it had a lot to say and there wasn't a lot to do. It was just like a lot to receive.
There was a lot happening.
Yeah, like it felt like a lot, but it wasn't a lot that was happening. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just felt like a lot was going on. So I just sat with that because I wanted to produce YouTube videos. So like I was feeling, if I was to talk about like how I felt in the human, it was just like kind of frustrated a little bit, because you know when you want to make art, but then you just, you know, it's not time to make art yet. Like, you know, you have to just sit with that. That's how I felt. But recently everything's been back in flow.
Nice.
So I've been busy, as you were saying, like busy, but not stressed. Like, you know what I mean? Just calm and going with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a lovely answer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think back to winter as well and be like, yeah, I think I agree with that.
Yeah. I had a little vibe to it.
Well, to be fair, that's when we had the exhibition. That was around winter period, which was November, and then
November, December,
and then Christmas chaos, essentially.
Christmas chaos. Yeah.
How was January and February for you guys?
My brain doesn't. I think we spoke about this on a podcast before. My brain doesn't work like that. You know, when you say like, what about these months? I just forget what they even look like. My memory is just sort of like, okay, that was the past, and now we're in the future. Like, it doesn't really. I have to really, really think about that. Like, I need an event that happened in January.
No, January.
January.
New Year's Eve. We were at mine.
Oh yeah, fireworks.
Yeah, fireworks. That was dope. And then,
cheese boards.
Yeah, cheese, exactly.
we were eating off this cheese board. I think it just dawned to all of us that like we were having a good time. Like, we're adults.
I was thinking that like I don't think I'm on that level yet. I was thinking like,
we were cheese boarded. There was all chutneys out, and at first it was like, I may as well get a piece of cheese.
Let's try.
And then we were sampling. You know what I mean?
Let's try that one.
Pair it with that chutney.
Sampling.
Yeah, we were really sampling cheese. So
that's when you know you've leveled up in life.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, leveled up is. Yeah, when I say leveled up, it was delicious. It was delicious. What was the question? Sorry. How about you?
You know, like, how was like winter for you? Like the whole season. How was like the darker months of the year, like the shorter days?
I don't really like winter because of the temperature, and like I just don't think I was designed to exist in such miserable weather. Did it snow? Did we get some snow?
Yeah.
Oh god, see what I mean with my brain?
When was that? Was it September?
Snowing? Yeah.
Sorry, can I fix your mic? Sorry.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Was it
Can
like
I attach it to the plug?
Yeah. I'll do it. Do you want me?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Okay, just clip it. Sorry.
You know what? Honestly, I feel like so comfortable with Nate. That's the thing. Like, that's not getting cancelled.
Sorry, I'm
we just
still
started.
somewhat in production.
Get out of
On
here.
episode 12.
It's just me now. Hey guys. I did an apology video.
Statement. So like his ideas don't really.
I know we refer to us as female.
I should have seen the signs.
He's here with us.
Oh god, and it's just called Why Are We Recording This at some point. Anyway, my memory's shit because it did really snow, didn't it?
Yeah.
And then it was crisis snowing. I hate how you're saying yeah, 'cause you're like, yeah, obviously. I'm like,
no, because I was affected by that snow. I was like, get me out of this country.
But the evenings were really, really dark, and they're perfect cycling conditions. Sans snow. Without snow, you just get the bike and you just go because no one else is out, and so like you're not going to get run over. Well, you're less likely to get run over. I wear headphones when I cycle and assume that's going to have the same sort of protective force as a helmet. So I like it when it's nice and like quiet.
Out of sight, out of mind. Ignorance is bliss.
It's so bliss.
No,
so I cycled a lot. It was nice.
Yeah, I was going to ask, when did you start like cycling? Because cycling just reminds me of this boy called, I'm not going to say his name, but this boy that would like cycle, and then he would always come to school and be like, oh, I got run over last week.
There's always a person like that.
There's an accident.
I broke my arms. What? When did I get into cycling?
Yeah.
Lockdown. Yeah. Because it was incredible. It was like, oh, okay. So what did they say at one point? You have 25 minutes of exercise and no more. Some crazy stuff like that.
Who will stop me?
Yeah, so we were brothers.
I was thinking, I didn't
Me and my brothers would go out cycling, and it was just incredible because I've never seen Manchester look like that in my life. And so I would just take my phone and I would just photograph and video everything. But it was like I was in the middle of town at like 7 p.m. and there was just no one. Like there was no one out at all. And it was amazing.
Yeah.
Bloody gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then the people came back and it was like, fine, okay.
I feel like for me it was kind of like the opposite. Like I've always been like meditating and stuff, and then people got more into nature. I was like,
What are you doing? This is my space. They found my spot.
No, honestly, like it pushed me more into the countryside even deeper. So I was like,
lovely. Okay. How do you travel around? By school?
I don't have the legs for that. That's what I was asking.
How do you do that?
I thought we were about to like have this like synergy moment of like,
bicycle sisters. It'll literally be you in front, like just listening to music and me just being like, wait.
Yeah, so that was winter for me. I forgot all about it.
How about you?
No, winter was interesting. I feel like there was a lot of rebirth involved in my sort of life anyway. In terms of like, quite a bit happened over winter because my uncle passed away and then we had the exhibition. It was just full on, but in a sort of the storm before the calm. And then, so the rebirth then came with me deciding that you know what, I'm going to take whatever I do seriously, which is the art, and pretty much allocate my time correctly, I guess. There was a lot of reflection and evaluating. So whenever January came, it was just go time in terms of I started my photography page, and then boom, I said to KE, you know what, how about it? Trying to do this podcast with me, because it was like, you know what am I waiting for? I'm just going to follow the spirit. That's when essentially them three niggas brought themselves to a surface, because it's just like, what is life? And then them three niggas were like, yo, life's balancing them, and then seeing what happens and just embracing the unknown. And so I did, and then now we're here on episode 11.
Did we start this in January?
No, not January.
Okay.
Oh, still that was reflection period. But like that's the thing. I started started taking it seriously, the photography page in January. So it was like, all right, let me catch this rhythm. All right, I'm in the rhythm now. I can introduce something else.
Yeah.
I can introduce gradual growth rather than, because we started the podcast in March. Yeah, in March. Because it's like, no, so basically I break down the year in quarters. Kind of like basketball. Because usually the first quarter is usually you find your feet, you play and calm. Second quarter, it gets a bit tense, but you evaluate like, I'm a bit slacking, which is where we are now. We're now towards the final stages of the second quarter.
Yeah.
So the first quarter was me finding my feet, finding the rhythm of the game, and then be like, you know what, we can introduce this and that. We still got it. Yeah, we still maintain it. Keep that up, introduce that. We still keeping up. What else can we bring up? Let's go. So that's what winter was like. It was hibernation and reflection.
Yeah, I wanted to say that I admire the transmutation as well. Like taking the energy from something or like the lessons from something and being like, you know what, putting that into my art.
Yeah, no, it was, well, that was not the only thing, in terms of perspective, but it felt like that was the thing that felt right, if that makes sense, rather than anything else that I may be chasing or whatever I'm confused about. But what I know is, actually, you know what, I feel inspired to go shoot. I'm going to shoot. You know what, we're keeping this up. We have time to introduce this because this has been brewing a long time. Like I said, while we're not recording this, we're recording 2021. It's 2023. That's 2 years in the making. And and then I guess, I think I said this to you. I think one of the biggest things that was introduced in November, not even November, maybe we started plotting on the exhibition around June, give or take. But we finalized the name around September, which was Fuck It, Why Not? Or the thing, if you want to call it that, or the installment, Fuck It, Why Not? That was pretty much the energy I've carried on until now. Everything is still Fuck It, Why Not?
Yeah.
So not in a bad way, by the way.
You know what I'm thinking, honestly? Like, I'm thinking, like, I've kind of had a similar switch inside of myself as well. Just go for it. Like, do you know what I mean?
Like,
just
fuck it, why not?
do it. Like, fuck it, why not? Honestly. Especially when you said before, like, just follow the spirit. Like, genuinely, that has been the vibe.
Yeah. No, like that has helped. That's why I was asking you, like, how's your spirit? Because that's what I mean about January. Because usually it was like, we're all aware of the physical and mental, and gotta keep our bodies healthy, keep moving, exercise, this and that, and then the brain, mental health, go to therapy, blah blah blah. But there was this other thing that, like, not many people speak about, which is the spirit, which actually relates to the physical, and I think it dictates it anyway. Because I feel like if you have that imbalance, then everything is sweet. I feel like this is a reflection of like a recap of episode 3 or 4, the mind, body, spirit thing. But It became.
I will get back into the conversation, and I'm just fascinated that you guys can remember the months like that. I swear to God, I'm just sitting here like. He just said September, like a September kind of. But sorry, yeah.
Don't worry. I feel like for myself, even like with remembering things, it's like events. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like us. Cycles.
Cycles.
Go on.
So like for example, like a month can go by, but I could have like 3 cycles in that 1 month, and then I feel like I grow in cycles. So people experience like cycles in different waves. So like for example, the most common cycle is like a 7-year cycle, or like have you heard of like Saturn return? Yeah. So like a Saturn return, people have that kind of cycle as well. So that's like a 28, 29-year cycle. But for myself, like I experience like 7-day cycles, 3-day cycles. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's like loads of transformation, and then I go through my phone and I was like, rah, like, are you sure that was 10 days ago? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like whoever that is on the phone, I don't feel like that.
I'm very detached from that perspective.
My one thing is that I don't ever want to feel like time is flying. I don't like that thing where it's like, oh, that happened then. Whoa. Like, where did the time go? It might, like, and because I write a lot about, like, at the end of the day, not every day, but most days, it was just these pages and pages of just word vomit. I feel like I have managed to slow down time, genuinely.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't remember the month. Like, I cannot remember what happened in the month. But like you're saying, with these, like, miniature cycles, I feel like because of that, I have complete detachment, and it's really not useful at work. That's one place where not knowing the months and not remembering what month something is happening doesn't work. But for every other element of my life, not remembering the month, but remembering like these certain moments or these certain events it slows down how quickly you think things are happening. Because forget this 12-month block. Yeah. It's just fluid.
Yes.
So it's like that we had New Year, and then it was like, oh yeah, because we were at yours, and there was a cheese board, but it wasn't like this. Okay, and the new year begins. It didn't feel like that.
Yeah.
It just feels like another, like just.
Yeah, because it's part of the crowd.
And it's not even cyclical. It's not even a circle. It's just like
existence.
Which is amazing, but it's not useful in like how we exist now, where you need to know like, okay, so what month does this need to be finished by? Deadlines, not useful for that. I have a watch on right now that tells the time, but not the right day of the week. So
time traveler. That's all I have to say.
Do you know what I mean? Like today we're recording, and I was like, do.
It is what it is.
It really is. No.
I've got the time down to the seconds, but the date.
No,
like, well, you know, none of my clocks are right.
Like, that's true.
None of my clocks are right because I don't. Just roundabout figures. That's fine.
I feel like
the
it's
spirits.
Like balancing. Sorry to cut you, but like balancing the artist with like the reality. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like,
what do you mean?
Especially with myself, I was like, you know, that frustration that I was talking about in December, like feeling like, oh, I want to produce, but I just know it's not time to produce anything.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, I have to respect my inner artist. But then obviously, like, you try and compare yourself with the world. So it's just like, I've got these 12 months to make a change. And it's just I tapped into like, there's such a bigger, greater inner clock happening. So it's just like, even if it doesn't seem like what I expect or want, or like, do you know what I mean? Like, I know there's something greater, so I'm not going to adhere myself to that 12-month. Like, even myself, like, I follow the International Fixed Calendar. Yeah.
What's that?
There's 13 months in a year, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, so like, in between June and July, there's actually Sol, like the month of the sun. So then I follow that instead, and for me, that just resonates so much more.
Do you?
Like, do you know what I mean? But there's so many more different types of calendars. I know some people that follow Ethiopian, some people follow the sidereal calendar, which is native to ancient Kemet. Some people follow the Mayan calendar still. Like, do you know what I mean? And I'm just like, just do what you do.
Yeah,
like,
what works for you.
Because even I've had a crazy weekend. On Sunday night, I was just wandering through, just flowing and just having a vibe. And then I ended up at like this little street party with like these Angolan dancers, like doing like this, it's like an Angolan bachata. I forgot what the actual name is for it. But then I was talking with them, and this person was talking about how they're struggling to wrap their heads around like how relationships are currently like in the world, and trying to kind of fit themselves into the image of the world. And I feel like a lucky thing about me being like naturally taller and naturally like a misfit since I was a young girl is like, not that I've never tried to fit in. I tried it and it never worked. So I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna do
I'm just gonna do it.
Not gonna do that.
No,
so
but I hear that.
Yeah, so then I've developed my own rhythm. So I was just saying to this person about relationships, it's just like, don't listen to what the world has to say about relationships. Like, ask yourself what you want, and then you'll find it. Like, you'll actually.
Your spirit's gonna tell you.
Yeah, it's gonna happen for you. Like, do you know what I mean?
Are you talking romantic relationships? Are you talking any relationships?
Every type of relationship, friendship, but like romantic relationships. Because this person was talking about romantic relationships.
Right.
But literally.
It's a nice bit of advice, but people again put that
expectations
on a time frame. Yeah, there's this expectation of like, okay, well, you said I manifested, but it's been a week.
Saying no,
it's been 2 months now.
Yeah.
And again, that's where the time frame of things can just ruin stuff.
Yeah.
Makes you impatient because you're just waiting for. Everything should happen in this concise amount of time. Whereas if you're just late to shit, like all of us are, and you don't follow the calendar, then you're just sort of like, who knows how long it's been? Which on one hand is great, and on the other it's not. When you say produce and make, and like the time is not necessarily right to produce and make, what is that? Like, what form does that usually take?
You mean like what I'm making?
Yeah.
So like my focus at the moment was like YouTube videos, but even just business. Like I feel like obviously I work from home. So I work from home and I'm more of like a passive income kind of person. So like I know that I can't wake up and do the same thing every single day. Like I have to like kind of control what my day looks like because I just know that works better for me. But my main focus was like YouTube, kind of like art creation, and then obviously like the things that I'm doing on the side for finance. But I just knew that I couldn't do the YouTube, like, especially because YouTube requires you to show up, and I don't want to show up and just be like, hey guys, I didn't know what I mean. Like, I really want to be able to be myself, but then if myself is just like, hey, we need a minute, then I need to listen to that. Yeah.
I hear that. So how's okay, go on. No, I was gonna say how's
many questions.
You two are
no, because I was gonna.
I was like, is he pausing?
No, I was letting the laughter come down. But like, obviously, mine's gonna be a bit more lighthearted. But like, how are you finding YouTube? Like, as you just said about not recording in vain, because that's my understanding. It's like you want to do it because it feels right, not in vain. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because we are somewhat new to the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like we're new to the game.
Wait, can I ask you how you find YouTube?
How are you finding it?
Scary out there.
No, honestly.
It's I'm gonna rephrase that. I think we are taking. We don't. Okay. Oof. We have no expectations, and that's where it works for us because we're putting this out there. And then it's like we're just shouting into like a cave and just listening for when the echo like bounces back.
Yeah.
And there's something really interesting about like, oh shit, this one's like over 100 views, and we're like, oh, viral, baby. Yeah. There's something really nice about that because there's no expectations, but we live in a world where numbers are the aim of the game. Yeah. So I think we just take tiny little wins at the minute, and it's been a lot of fun. But then there's. You've got to market this shit.
Yeah, it's like, we have to do it justice. It's like, no, we have to do it justice. If we think it's what we think it is, we need to give it some sort of justice. But at the same time... But at the same time, like, we are having fun with it. So, like Katie said, there hasn't been really expectations. Because also, I guess it's the ethos of it, I feel like I always say this anyway. It's almost therapeutic for me. So it's like, would I do this if there was no YouTube? We'd most likely do this because, it's continuous. Going back to the name, why are we not recording this? Exactly. It's something that we decided, we're going to record it. So
it would just be an archive.
Exactly. I was just going to say it's almost a journal for some of us because it's like, that's a timestamp for some people who don't keep time. Yeah. It's like for us to move on. And then also the people we talk to. Even ourselves, it's like, no, we learn from each other. So even playing it back, it's like, you know what? Yeah. Or holding ourselves accountable to whatever we say.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, no, actually, you know what? Am I going to learn from that? Am I going to accept that? Oh, you know what? That was a hypocritical moment because I just did ABC. You know what? Like,
and we're fine with that. That's the thing. I think we've realized that, like, if because in the early episodes, if anyone has seen them, we keep doing this thing where we're like, I don't know if you're allowed to say that. I know we were joking earlier with the whole like, and this is the first lady on the show. But like, we would say stuff and we would be like, like, I don't know if you can we say that? And then we've kind of had more conversations about it, especially from Nate, where it's like, it's just an opinion. Like all you're doing is giving an opinion, and you can go back and disagree with that.
It's just a hypothesis,
Yeah, we're just saying words that are hitting people's ears.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that. And I think if we try and keep it as simple as that, then yeah.
And also with obviously going into it, not much intention, but expectations, but the intentions are not to offend or anything else. It's actually like we just here to be ourselves and open to learn. Hence why we incorporate guests, because otherwise we do just always be us two. But it's like, you know what? We want to have. Thank you. It must be the tea.
But like an advert then, like it must be this amazing tea.
Yeah, because they don't even know what tea we drinking, do they? Fair. But no, like, I mean, even learning like from people like yourselves, people who do somewhat inspire us or like we find interesting to a certain extent. So it's YouTube has been all right, because I guess we detached from that. It's just like, this is what we're going to do, and then see you next week. Sweet. Yeah. Okay, I'm recording this. Okay, sweet. But yeah.
No, I was going to say in response to that, like even because you guys kept saying the word be. And like that's literally what YouTube has shown me, but it's just like I feel like being is like a refinement kind of thing. Not even refinement, but it's just like for you to show up and be, you have to like just honestly just be. But it's just like, what are you letting go of? And I feel like every single time that I post a YouTube video, I'm just like learning more about myself, seeing more of myself. Like, do you know what I mean? And like especially because I do it as art. Like, you know what I mean? In my videos, I don't script. Like, I have prompts and things that I know that I want to say, but everything is just, for me, just channeling.
And you're solo as well. It's just you doing these videos.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Honestly.
I consider that I couldn't say, Katie! I couldn't say, what is this? So, good morning, guys. No, this ain't it.
Yeah,
like, honestly, and like, and as well, like, for myself, it's like, and I feel like it's for everyone, like no matter what form or medium that you're doing, it's just like you're bearing a bit of your soul to the world. And it's just like, okay, and then with YouTube, it's a lot of interaction as well. And it's just like, I remember having conversations with a friend, with my close friend, and I was just like, I don't know with this YouTube thing because I don't feel worthy. Again, less than 100 subscribers that I'm saying this, but I'm just like, I don't feel worthy because I still make mistakes, I still do this, I still do that. And it's just like, okay, but so does everyone else. And grace. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, this is what
be nice to yourself.
Yeah, this is what I was saying about the flower. Like, we're blooming. We're all blooming. Like, all of us. And it's just like, I can't be giving flower readings and then not be like the flower myself.
It's just a twig. Sorry. That was my brain that said it out loud. It's just... I shouldn't get involved with jokes because I take you too far. Sorry.
For fuck's sake. You were the last guest that ever agreed to come on the show.
I ain't never going back there.
So what we do with the episodes is we take like a sentence that someone says and that becomes the title.
Yeah.
I think we get
I'm just a twig. It's today's affirmation.
I'm just a twig. I shall blossom.
There is actually, you can take something beautiful out of that, because with a twig, they just kind of, you look past the twig, it's just a twig, isn't it? But then like you can stand on a twig, it makes this beautiful crunch. Dogs love twigs. Animals will use twigs to build nests. Like start fires with twigs. Like they are so, like you need them for so many things. Yeah, that's right, bitch. I just dug you out of your hole.
Ashes to ashes. All right, fair.
Dust to dust.
But talk to us about your YouTube though. Like, where did it start? And because it has this vibe that like you're speaking to yourself, but you're speaking to anyone who relates to like who you are. So anyone that would be like part of your tribe. That's who it feels like you're speaking to.
Absolutely.
Whilst at the same time speaking to yourself. And you make yourself laugh a lot, which is really nice as well. But like, how did it start and why did it start?
Genuinely, because I know that I have a lot to say, and it's just like, okay, I've got this, like, it's called like the gift of gab. So I can talk.
Gift of the gab.
Talk. And I feel like every single thing needs its space. So like, if it's my art, then I'm going to paint. If it's my music, then I'm going to make music. If it's my YouTube, then I'm going to YouTube. Like, do you know what I mean? So I was just like, okay. But then I was like, if I'm going to be online, let me be me online. And like, and just like, let me just bring my vibe to this space and see what it is. Because I feel like, I don't think I've told you this, but I feel like I have. I didn't have a phone for like 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, like literally. And then I came online because I made friends with this random person in a park one day, and they had such an influence on me. And they're like, get on social media, man. It would be nice to connect. So I was like, okay, let me get back on Instagram. That's how I got back on Instagram. And then I was just like, the conversations that I'm having with myself or in my circle, I would love to have them online and share them with people and like, do you know what I mean? And really catch a vibe. And then it was more so as well, like, I feel like people take life so seriously and perspective shifting conversations really, really seriously, whereas it's just like, you can just talk, vibe, like, do you know what I mean?
True.
And get into it, like, do you know what I mean? And I feel like I just wanted to be my face online because you know that phrase where it's just like, be the change that you want to see in the world? Like, literally just be that.
I've heard that phrase before.
Like, literally just be that. So I was just like, you know what, if I want to see it, let me be it. So that's why I started. And the intention is just to show up and just do that. Also as well, I'm kind of, in terms of business minded, like, because I feel like entrepreneurship is like spirituality as well. Very, very spiritual. Yeah. The reason why I say that as well is because if you speak to the elders, so like anyone from ancient Kemet or ancient Africa or whatever, like any of the tribes, they'll tell you that trade or exchange is a part of the spiritual practice. So they will say to you, yeah, trade or exchange is a part of the spiritual practice. So like spirituality for me is entrepreneurship, because it's like I package my art, or I channel these messages through, package it, and then bring it to the world. And then it's just like a change or an exchange of energy. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's all that will ever be. And I don't want to just sell something to sell something so I can pay rent. I want
for the sake of it.
Yeah, like I really want to trade and bear my light to the world and then really get my exchange back. Like, do you know what I mean? That's how I view business. And then that's how I just approach every single thing, actually. Yeah.
No, because it resonates, because I guess it ties in with that conversation we previously had about how do you price art. It's like, how do you charge someone for your work? It's like, because I couldn't answer that, because I think that my answer was whatever someone thinks it's worth, whatever it means to them. That's almost how. Yeah, it's a tough. Yeah,
it's always vague.
Yeah,
it's a very vague conversation.
I think that's such a powerful question.
No one's like, well, if you do photography, your day rate should be £487 a day. Like, no one says that. But it can be whatever you want it to be. But then there's a lot of because you say that, like, I love what you just said about entrepreneurship and spirituality being quite closely linked to each other. But then you've got like certain art exhibitions and art fairs and art scenarios that just scream money laundering, man. Like, with them prices and that banana that you have taped to the wall, I'm just thinking, like, who's really getting paid for this?
Exactly.
And I just think in those situations it can give art, especially fine art, like a really bad name. Like, it just, because it just, like, everyone's looking at it like, what, 17 million?
But then let's go up to that individual that thinks, oh, 17 million. I can cop that.
So in a way, it seems like we're just producing this stuff for the elite.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, because who can access what you're making? The elite. Only the elite. And that's why I have an issue with any sort of pricing of work, because there's work I want to do for tiny people. In comparison, financially speaking, tiny people. But like, well, they can't afford. You can't afford my work, and you can't afford. And it just, the whole exchange is just
sorry.
Time.
Like a lot of things keep popping into my head.
Time, isn't it? Yes, I hate the idea of making
like?
art for the elite, and that the success of art is being like, okay, well, now I have loads of money. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I get it, and it would be lovely, and just buy a little farm and just have a little farm and have little chickens. And, you know what I mean? Like, it would be stunning. You need a lot of money for that. So I'm just trying to strike that balance, I think. But I love what you just said about it being like a trade between things, and you putting your art out there means you'll reap this bigger reward, which might not be a financial reward, but hopefully it's both.
Yeah, but even
well, that's a go on.
I was gonna say, even what you said as well about like you're saying about pricing it, it's just like, that's why I find it spiritual, because it's just like, where did this come from? And it's just like, because someone said this is 17 mil. Like, how magical is that? Like, we just say, because it's just like with wearing designer clothes, like, they're not anything until you put your energy into it. You decided that, you said in your reality that's that. To me, Louis Vuitton ain't shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, couldn't hold in my reality. Like, you know what I mean? A t-shirt that's been made by my friend or an artisan, that's what means more. That's how you bring value back to your tribe or your peoples. Like, do you know what I mean? You say that you speak life and value into that kind of things. And that's why I think it's kind of like a balance between like going with the flow, and then also getting that like timeline in as well, like, or going with like your own thing and then going with society. It's like, how much am I going to engage with my phone? And then how much am I going to engage with what I consider my real?
I was like, who, me?
At the top of the screen.
Someone say something. They're still talking. False alarm. Chill, Instagram, chill. No stories over here.
No,
phone engagement, good.
Yeah, but like literally balancing between like how society wants you to be and how like the real reality that you want for yourself, like and how much of that you want to engage with, like, so balancing, like, for example, the monetary side of things, and then also as well, like, like, for example, this conversation, priceless, like, do you know what I mean, priceless, but it's just like, I can't sell that, so that I'm going to enjoy that over here, and then the things that I can do over there to get the monetary, then I'll do that as well. Yeah,
because we're having this conversation, like, I heard something somewhere, probably YouTube, it said artists shouldn't be scared of talking about money because to a certain extent, money is a measure of their blessings. So let's not like shy away from the blessings that we want or the blessings that we get just because we think it's money, blah, blah, blah. Is it ethical? Is it not? Like sometimes it comes with it and it's just part of the blessings that just align with that. But yeah, sorry, it's just adding to that.
What is your like relationship with money though? Like, how is it?
I try not think about it. I try think, I was going to use a word, but I don't know if I can use that word. But then I'm actually subscribing to what people may think. I try to approach money in an abundant way, in the sense of I don't really think about it, but I'm grateful for it. So I treat it like it's limitless. But at the same time, I'm not necessarily careless with it, also I'd like to think, but then we live and we learn. But I'd like to think I don't do things for the sake of them. I hope that makes sense.
Like you don't do things for the sake of just doing things.
Yeah, I do things because it's not gonna make sense if I say do what I like, but it's not necessarily money pay because I am blessed. It's acknowledging that. Yeah, I think I've got a decent enough relationship with money. I think we get along.
It's like you value it and the things that you like to be involved in, but you like not overindulging. Is that it?
Yeah. I don't overindulge. I won't say I do anyway. Like, no, it's not in me because like, an example would be I'm not a foodie like that. So I'm not going to just go eat somewhere bougie just because I've got whatever in my account. It's like, well, wait, sweet. You've got bananas, apples, fruit. Sweet. Like, that's what I'm going to... Yeah. It's not for the sake of, you know what, now I'm in this restaurant. Yo, I'm killing it. No, it's... But then again, if I want to go there and the pocket's looking... it's encouraging me, then I probably will dabble. But it's not really... Yeah, I guess you spend a lot of time around me. You know how I spend.
Yeah.
It's Give me an answer. I don't know if it's validation or not, but I'm like, I'm questioning myself. Summarize it.
Go for you. Fine.
Like, remember when you bought this? Damn. But no, like,
I think you articulated that quite well.
No, I think so too, actually.
Lord knows.
I'm articulating in a different way. I think I'm in an abusive relationship with money. See, I'm getting gaslighted by money every single day, and then the tax man comes along and asks for some of my money, and then national insurance comes along and then it's like, do you want to put some money in a pension pot? But when you're 75, do you want to... I swear to God, I love money. Money can buy beautiful things, and you can do so much with money. But you're told to not think that financial wealth is wealth, and the real wealth is like the people you have around you in your circle of influence. And I've no shit. Of course it is. But money can buy beautiful things as well. So I'm in a very privileged position where I have an income that comes in every month. Fantastic, amazing. It's great. As soon as you start comparing, then it's like, I'm broke, or like, I'm thriving, and so comparison doesn't help at all. But then, like, the abusive side of the relationship with money comes in the fact that, like, because you have money now, it's like everything is just trying to take it away from you, and like part of me wants to be like, do you know what, money comes and goes, and it comes and it goes, and the other half of me is like, be strategic with your money, and the other half of me is like, I want to eat bougie sometimes, like I just want to eat some bougie stuff, So I am all over the place with money, and I try not to necessarily think about it. But then I want to live on a fucking farm.
Yeah.
But I'm still guaranteed, like not guaranteed, under the impression that things just like this. I don't know how. Maybe you're not supposed to verbalize this, but I'm gonna verbalize it. I feel like I just get things. Like, so if I'm like, oh, wouldn't that be really cool? Like, this experience would be great. It's sort of like.
Same.
Ding.
Yeah, same.
And like, that would be amazing. It's like, ding. And somehow, like, certain things just happen, which money could not.
Yeah, exactly.
Money could not buy. So I don't know if that's an answer to the question, but
then this is what I'm saying about money being a spiritual thing, because it's just like money is only a capsule or a record of like the energy that you've actually exchanged with the world. So it keeps tabs on you basically, and so like it's an extension tool between yourself and the world and the reality that you're creating. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like a paintbrush, helps you to paint better or experience better or get a little bit more detail in. Like, you know what I mean? It makes things more vivid. Yeah, especially depending on like how you spend it. Like, it makes things more vivid. But the reason why I say it's also spiritual as well is because. Oh, I hate when this happens. Because you were just talking about kind of like finding that balance between having the money coming in and feeling abundant, and then also as well making sure to be on top of it and strategic and how to protect it. And it's just like, it's very, very similar with spiritual awareness of the self. It's just like, you have all of this abundant energy within you have this light, and how are you going to have it in the world? And then we've all had our fair share of experiences with energy vampires, people that want to be up in your space and just like, you know what I mean? And then like, you have life at you. Life is at you, like, you know what I mean? But the thing is, it's not a bad thing as well. I have a YouTube video where I talk about something being against something, like, you know what I mean? So, for example, the table is against the cup and it holds it up onto the table. So it's like the table is against the cup, but it holds it up. So it's like it's good to have things against you. Like, it's
perspective.
It's like healthy competition kind of thing. Yeah. Sorry, just give me I see you second and I'm just like, I see you. But like, so it's like a healthy kind of competition, because that way you learn how to. I use the word refinement. That's the word that's coming through. It's just like you refine yourself. You see yourself in the kind of things, like by saying no to the energy vampire, you're confirming the reality that you want for yourself. By like having this abundant money and just being like, you know what, I want it to reflect like this today or manifest like this today. I want to feel like this today. Like, you know what I mean? Just use it as yourself. Like, and we're only just learning how to do that. Again, the whole blooming thing. Yeah.
Because that can be wildly misconstrued as, you know, you say, I want to feel like this today and I want to do this today. It's like, well, spend it then. Go buy yourself some clothes. You want some new hard bottom shoes. Like, you can start spending this in a way which is like a costume for yourself. So it's like, I want to buy all these things to have around me, but the inside is still hollow. But like, look at all my things. You know what I mean? Like, look what the inside of my house looks like. Look at this and look at that. And I feel like it's a really fine line, and that's where money just feels really, really weird. Because on one hand, buying those things gives you this like moment of like, oh shit, this is great, amazing. And then on the other hand, it's like, did you need to do any of that? But then it's like, I wanted to. I wanted to, so I did it. Yeah. And it's chaos with money. I don't like it.
Well, you don't like the chaos, or you don't like the money?
Can I?
Don't know. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course you can.
What's your relationship with water?
Water? Is in drinking water?
Just water in general. Like, when I say the word water, like, what do you think of?
Baths.
Okay, how do you feel in the bath?
Gorgeous.
If I can ask, gorgeous. Yeah.
Bloody gorgeous, yeah.
So then
I smell.
What are you trying to say? I know I've been everywhere, but like...
on certain days, I don't drink enough water, though. But I love a bath.
Okay.
I could be asked to run a bath. But yeah, certain days I don't drink enough water. Certain days I drink... Like, I'm hyper aware of water intake. All over the place. Chaos.
So hyper aware of water intake.
But on some days, like, it's like, I have not drank anything today.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel it physically.
Yeah.
Like oof, no, water's missing.
I think it's crazy that you say that, because I associate money with water.
Interesting.
So that's what I was saying. And then you said that you have a hyper awareness, and then you say chaos with water. And, like, you know what I mean? Like, it kind of like ties in, and I kind of like, you know what I mean? Like,
where does that come from with water and money being
currency? Currency.
Currency.
And then the
Splash.
So and then a bank.
You are saying some earth-shattering shit. You're over here like a splash the cash.
No, sorry, I'm just here for the ad libs. Like, I'm just watching you. Now watch me go.
Currency, yeah.
Sorry, can you take it
don't worry.
Oh yeah, of course you can. Tea break, I think we're on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, I like where you're going there.
tea break. Yeah, splash.
These ad libs just crack me up, especially on the episode of Lawrence.
Yeah, yeah.
No, honestly, that's what I was saying about water. That's why a lot of people have deterrence towards water as well. Because the water, like, you can build a whole house and then the ocean's just like, goodbye.
Yeah.
Are you finished? Just about finished? Landslide.
What's this?
Earthquake. You pick it.
Exactly.
Lightning could strike.
Exactly.
Boom, you can't live here anymore.
Exactly. And that's why like detachment is just like the thing. Like, and even myself, at the moment I'm preaching because I'm like holding on to like every little thing that I have. But honestly, it's just like letting go of everything that I've known of myself so that I can actually let myself grow. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Leaving room for that.
Yeah.
Because it's in essence, it's also embracing the unknown. It's like, you know what, don't really know what holds the next moment, but whatever it may be, I'm going to live it and I'm going to find great in it or find good in it. And therefore, if I lose everything, I guess that's how the story's told. Yeah. But nonetheless, I continue and life goes on. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm supposed to learn something here, or maybe I missed some sort of lesson. But
maybe that's where disappointment comes from.
Expectations.
From like planning your life to like the nth degree is like when it doesn't work out because God had another plan for you. Then you're going to be left disappointed because your plan. I mean, think about it. Your tiny little plan didn't go to action. Like it sounds really savage to say that, but like. Your teeny tiny plan didn't work. Oh
exactly.
no! Oh no!
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can be a hard thing to do because we, especially now, detachment from self is like we are the most. I can't say that because I don't know that. But I feel the most self-absorbed that I've ever been in my existence from like being a child to now. I'm like, I don't know where this doesn't come from me either. This just comes from like what I'm supposed to be. So it's not organic. It's this thing which I'm like. Okay, well, you kind of have to think really highly of yourself, and oh my God, it's kind of weird actually in terms of conversation because thinking highly of yourself is an important thing to do. It gives you confidence, and we had a conversation not that long ago about the importance of ego in certain situations because ego will. What was the point that we made? It was a really good point.
It'll make you and break you.
I thought it was better than that. But I don't know what we said about it.
That's what popped into my head, but articulated it better. We're feeling a lot smarter.
That was it. The importance of ego, because ego will stop you from feeling super depressed.
Absolutely.
So ego fights depression quite a lot, but then it can just spiral out of control because like I'm not depressed. Still feeding the ego, even though ego's full up. And so here you go, here's more things. Let's do a fancy hairstyle today. Go, that's for you. Like, detachment from self can be a really hard thing to do. Yeah. And we also had another conversation once about this idea of just wearing the same outfit. Imagine if you just wore you wore leggings and a black t-shirt every day for like a month. And that was like one thing you didn't have to think about was like, how am I gonna dress myself today? How are the people gonna perceive me today? And you just wore this one outfit. Because you've pushed that out of your system and you've pushed this idea of what someone else thinks of me and what I need to wear today, it just invites room for something else. Like it's like I've got space now for something else. Yeah. It's dangerous though because you don't know what that space is going to fill up or whether you're going to be plotting for the next time you change an outfit. It's like, okay, I'm going to wear the gold kimono today. I'm going to do this. I'm going to shave my head. I'm going to dye it green. And so I don't know. I was just thinking something interesting.
No, I think it's super interesting because like I've only started modelling like since last year, August, right? But then I have had such a complex relationship with like how I make myself present to the world. But then I was just like, you know what, let me just try this modeling thing. Like everyone keeps saying it and for some reason I feel it. So I was just like, let me just do it. And I just show up to this event and get it done. And I left feeling so inspired because I walked in there with judgment, like judging the modeling industry and being like, oh, these people are just so vain and like still having that in the back of my mind, trying to be open-minded, but still having it in the back of my mind. Yeah. And then I go there and I just meet with it and I let myself be expressed and just like try, I suppose. And
just
it's just
embrace
like,
it.
And what I learned was that I don't even know my own body. Like, I don't know how to make myself appear. Like, it's just like, I've lived in this thing for so many years, and I don't know how to do this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're like shoulders back, and you're like, who's got shoulders?
It's one of those. What are these things? What are they waiting? Oh my god! Why are they moving like that?
You know what I mean? So that's why I said to myself, like, I'm actually gonna have this as a practice. Like, you know what I mean? And I find it the same thing with clothes. Like, when I was in school, and this kind of gets a little bit deep because of it ties into race and things like that. But obviously, my hair texture is kind of like loose, and there's a whole conversation about hair texture and hair privilege. And then so I used to wear my hair tied back because my mum is a dark skinned woman, and basically for dark skinned people back in my mum's time, and even now, it's like having a hair texture like this is like a privileged thing. And she used to have to fight a lot of girls because a lot of girls will try and fight her because of her hair texture. And then so she told me to go to school with my hair tied back, and then so. And even being perceived as more pretty or whatever, it's like I used to play myself down. Do you know what I mean? To not be perceived.
No, stop it! I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Sorry. Okay. I mean, talk. Don't. I'm having one of those moments again.
Papa jokes. Do your thing.
As you were. just ignore it, yeah.
No, but so like I used to play myself down, and then like I had to have like a whole conversation with myself about like, how do I want to appear in the world? Like, you know what I mean? Don't play yourself down. Like, what is your being like? And don't attach your being to everyone else. Like, tap into ego, but in a way that it's like your ego, not like this thing. And I feel like every single thing that we approach will have a shadow aspect to it, but it's just like, it's your shadow. Like, you need to sit with that.
Yeah.
And like, so I had to release a lot of judgment and expectations, attachment, old self kind of things to let myself be and just be like, I was born like this. Like, do you know what I mean? I need to learn how to operate the body that I've got and appear how I need to appear.
Yeah. It's an interesting way of using modelling as like this vessel.
Yeah, literally.
To yourself.
I know. Honestly.
In an industry which is has so many stigmas attached to it. Even if we're talking about hair, even stigmas to the point of like hair and makeup artists not knowing what the hell they're doing with dark complexions. What the hell they're doing.
Do not get triggered. You're going to lose clients. Do not get triggered. You don't want to lose clients. You're playing cool.
Not with my agency. Just the other day.
Oh, God. No. Time out. No, I'm joking.
All I'm going to say it's been an experience.
It's just been an experience. From what I have seen, not being in it, but being
adjacent.
Closer. Adjacent to it. They're just not equipped for like, wait, a model who's darker skin, shave her head. I swear to God.
Now, wait, where are you going with
this? Chic look going on. Like, even do you remember the days of America's Next Top Model?
Just the look.
Do you remember America's Next Top Model? Yeah. Can we just take a minute to appreciate how much of a fucking villain Tyra Banks is / was? Tyra, if you listen, you're a bitch, man. Like, I don't give a shit.
Auntie, I'm trying to work with you.
You inspire me, Auntie. You set the blueprint.
That gas like a ring. No, I'm just speaking for self. It was shocking, like the way that she would speak to. I don't know how we're here in this conversation, by the way. I don't know how we got here, but we're here now. The shit that
no continuation.
I heard there's a documentary coming out that's about uncovering it's like the truth behind Tyra Banks.
Really?
Someone's done a documentary of like all the ways she has just like destroyed women and like women's confidence, women's ego, women's like I just think she has been a destructive force. Even though I used to watch the hell out of that show, and only when I was an adult was I like, whoa, the truth is shocking.
Do you think it's based on her trauma? So it's almost like this is what she knows, and this is how this is usually addressed. So it's not really it is her, but then again, she was molded by it. So therefore, this is the outcome. This is the result. But sorry, there was one thing I wanted to come back to. Sorry, I'll leave that one there.
That's okay.
Brainstorming. But like, I think what you're saying about the surface and you actually getting to know self, I think with the modeling thing and also wearing the same outfit, I feel like, because we're talking about letting go and detachment, I feel like it gives that detachment from the surface. It's like, you know what, I'm much more than the surface. Exactly. And I feel like that's coming back to modeling. I feel like there's an acknowledgement like, you know what, actually, there's much more to me than meets the surface. And so doing that or wearing the same outfit actually lets go that, like, you know, my presentation is actually going to be my essence rather than
my liberation,
what I'm wearing. So yeah, like I think would be a good thing, but I like clothes too much. I feel like I wouldn't be able. Well, I wouldn't want to do that because I don't want to not fall in love, like love clothes so much. Because I think
you'll never lose that.
Yeah,
you will never lose that. It's like you can wear the same outfit and be like, you know what, SLAN Clothing, trash.
But like there's certain things that like that you like when you're younger, but then as you grow up, you kind of decondition yourself from it, so you don't really fucks with it like that anymore. So I feel like it would be one of those that's been too teachable that I'm like, damn it, too far. Like, yeah, do you know what I mean? I want to keep that little bit because it makes me feel good. It's like, but then again, it's the ego. But then the ego works with the brain.
I have so much to say. I want to ask you about like, how's your favorite color not changed as you've grown up, and then also as well, like if you. You know what I said before about finance and entrepreneurship being spiritual? Same thing with clothes. It's just like, it's how you communicate yourself to the world. And like, it's just like, everyone speaks about like, for example, like affirmations, and it's just like, you're affirming this. Don't you think an outfit helps you to affirm something? It helps you to embody. It's kind of like a costume or a dress. Like they call it like a literally, like, this is why I'm so into etymology. It's like a wardrobe. It's like, how am I warring the world today? Like, how are we doing this? Like,
how are we going to robe this? Sorry.
Work
in progress. Sorry.
Robe this war.
I mean, kind of like Robin Hood, like he was robbing the hood. Like.
Yeah, but was he not?
He wasn't robbing the hood though.
No, he was just Rob in the hood.
Wait.
Like, this feels like you named so Will I Am. Like, this is like...
I told you what you said right now.
So you said it, and then when she said it back, I was like, wait, am I stupid?
You were like, yeah!
Delivery and articulation. Like, you know, like you questioned it too much and I lost it. Now I'm digging, damn it.
No, but honestly, like, even with colours as well, like, for example, your favourite colour, like, colours have so much to say about you. It goes back to, like, reading things. Like, you might feel a certain colour for a certain theme in your life, and then obviously that would then be like, have you heard of power colours?
No, but we will now.
Yeah. So, like, a power colour is basically, like, a colour that really resonates with you on a soul level. So not necessarily your favourite colour, but a colour that works for you. Like, on that day, like, a lot of people's power colour is the colour blue. The colour blue tends to be like quite protective and ocean. For example, science. Like,
no science away.
It's like, because obviously I'm not trying to sound too woo-woo for those people that say woo-woo. But there is a genuine science behind it. So, for example, protection, thinking of the word protection, going from one country to another, you go across the ocean and the ocean is blue. So what keeps that boundary is the colour blue. So it's like a protection, like a boundary, a barrier. So a lot of people's lucky colours are colour blue, or like cars that are least likely to get into crashes are actually blue, or dark navy cars. Like, there is an actual science behind it. You proud?
You good?
Nice.
So yeah, like it's things like that, and then it's like okay, there's kind of like this spiritual ego thing where it's just like, I need to be this minimalist and I need to live in a farm and go into the woods and, like, do you know what I mean? And it's like, allow yourself to detach from that and do what this is telling you
spirit,
to do. Like the actual spirit, not what you think you need to be doing, like what it needs you to do. Because even when I was doing the modeling thing, I was like, does this really align with who I am? And I was just like, well, who am I? Like, and it's really, like, Osho says this, like, ask yourself, who am I every day? Because you're a being that's always discovering itself. Like, do you know what I mean? So then if I attach myself to, oh, well, I'm this spiritual girl and I, like, whatever. Like, go and see what it is. And then, like, and then, like, go and see what it is and just be in that space. Like, all you can ever do is, like, be in whatever room you're in. Like, try and just be. Literally.
It's funny because, like, being a lot today. Like, everything be. But, like, it's funny because as humans, well, human being.
Yeah, but we don't know.
But, like, we stop linking the two. Like, you know what? It's like, not just be. It's like, you know what? As a human being, I am just being because I'm living. I'm human being.
Yeah, you're not a human doing.
Yeah. So it's like, just be human. Yeah. So no, that's a good one. It's a good one. But yes.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, what are you thinking?
Oh, that was just a really nice interaction. It was lovely. It was really poetic. It was really rhythmic. I just like listening to that.
Thank you.
What am I thinking now? No.
None? Okay.
No response to this thing on the podcast. What am I thinking? Not much.
Although we did have, well, there was some nice conversations flowing through the tea break even. But continuing from that, what have you been listening to? Because at the very start, you kind of like brought up music, and I thought,
you brought up everything. You're trying to look through the camera. Don't say just music. You brought up every damn thing. In the room.
I'm missing conversation.
I thought you were gonna give us a go. Like, I can't show.
I was like, eat these nuts up. You sat in the corner with here's some water, here's some snacks.
You know what, honestly, I saw food is my love language, because when you gave it to me, like, the way I was just like, no, but like, Mansa Brown, like, so Mansa Brown's like my favourite, so I play the guitar, I'm into music.
Nice.
Mansa Brown. You know when someone's so talented, like, it makes you kind of like, oh my god, what's up with you?
Yeah, that's
So like, Mansa Brown's just dropped this new like album that he's done in collaboration with this game that's launched, and he's just this ethereal guitarist, like ethereal, like it's
just putting them strings. Say no more.
Honestly, so I really want you to listen to that. I feel like you like driving the car, listening to that. Like,
why am I doing that? Sorry. I hope the mic didn't pick that up.
Pick it up.
Now I'm like ding ding over here.
No, honestly, like his music is so lit. And then in terms of like what I've been listening to on Spotify, I'd say Teo, like question mark. Teo's one of my favorite. Okay. The thing is, I've been listening to Teo for years. Like, I feel like Spotify is just like, find someone else.
Like, here's some recommendations.
I'm just like,
I do think Spotify's algorithm is the trashiest of all music.
Have you ever tried to shuffle?
SoundCloud's popping as well. Like,
is it?
SoundCloud's great, but I'm not paying for it. Unfortunately,
The ego just won't let me.
Pay for it.
Yeah, it just won't.
So as soon as you give me an advert, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, smaller artist.
Sorry, homies.
Honestly, no. But if you're listening to like a whole, so SoundCloud. Oh my god, I've just hijacked your music moment. Here I am. SoundCloud. If you put on like a long, like if you put on like someone's set, like Jamira has a set on SoundCloud.
Continuous.
Shout out. Yeah, but if you play that, the ads haven't figured it out yet. I'm listening to like 2 hours worth of music for the price of nothing. That's right, baby. And then YouTube's algorithm. I think YouTube's algorithm. Sorry. Yeah. I think he's elite.
YouTube, yeah. YouTube's so elite to the point at which I'm just like, I know you're listening. Like, I know you're listening. And
I'm alright with it, because you know me better than I know me. Like, honestly, we're going to detach from ourselves, and YouTube knows me best.
Can I ask, before we talk about music, how do you guys actually feel about algorithms? Like, getting to know. Because I view it as like this little robot person, just like being my little personal DJ sometimes, but then it's just like also some of the cookies are a little bit crazy.
Did you know a CAPTCHA, one of those things that says to verify that you're not human? It's like click on all of the road signs.
It checks your cookies and...
No, like that is training AI to understand what human certain things are. Not even human behaviour, so it's like click on all the school buses, all the pictures that are school buses. Click on the school buses, and you're just strengthening AI to be able to notice that. And then don't fact check the shit. But then apparently, a lot of them are like objects, or like on the street. So all the street lights, cars. One of them was like bins and stuff like that, and they were car companies that had like a self-drive program in them. We were buying all of the information and all of the data attached to those to put into their cars. So their cars knew that something was a stop sign, or something was a...
Oh, right, okay.
So it's work out what...
Gathering data, really.
Yeah, so we're just giving that data anyway. As soon as I found that out, I was like, oh, so there's no escape.
No.
Oh, no, so I'm
not going to try and put up a fight for this thing because it's happening. Just going to figure out
get in where you fit in.
Use it to my advantage, because it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It really isn't going anywhere. So there's going to be an algorithm. At least be right. At least be right. Because if you give me a Pandora advert one more time...
Oh, you just messed up my phone. Cheers. Now I'm going to see Pandora.
Pandora. Tiffany.
Oh, cheers.
Send it to us when you get
Kyra's YouTube channel.
No, to be fair, like I did check it out, but yeah.
Do you accept cookies?
No, like I'm not a person that I go things the long way around. Like, I will click.
Me
like
too.
I will click.
Why? What do you know about cookies?
I don't know too much to have
Right.
like a heavy conversation around it because I know some people know much more than myself. But I will say this: like me and my friend Derek the Legend, she's a YouTuber as well. Yeah. she went to a Google event and then they were talking about it and she was like, you know what? There's no point again like fighting it, but more so like actually having a conversation with yourself and like this is why I love conversation so much. Like she's such a wise individual and she's like, have a conversation with yourself about how you're going to use this in your reality, and also as well like when these things are happening, like for example AI and all of this, like making your time like they do like the mundane tasks for now until whatever the hell's gonna happen, but like they do the mundane tasks for now, and it's like a lot of people have an attachment to doing the mundane tasks, and then you have all this time for yourself, and it's just like, what are you actually going to do? Because a lot of us are just doing what we feel like we have to do to survive in the reality. But then when the survival thing is put on autopilot, like you'll actually have time to tap in and be creative. So that's what she was saying, like, what are you, like, who are you, what are you, like, you've got more time for you now.
Yeah,
capitalize on
that's
it.
true. And the landscape's changing so rapidly. And when the landscape is changing, then like the soil on the ground is way more malleable, which means that it's so much easier for us to kind of like rise up through it and then just be like, okay, I'm gonna put a flag here and this is gonna be my thing. And whether you want that thing to be like a thing which enlightens others, cool. If you want it to be a thing that makes you a shitload of money, cool. But right now, because things are changing so fast, a lot of people are just burying down deeper into it.
Absolutely.
When really it's like the soil's moving. Like the goalposts are moving massively, so it's like, oh, okay, there's something you could do if you have the energy to do it, because it's like feels like you're dancing very close to the devil. Very close. Very close.
I love what you say, because as well, like a lot of people, have you seen climate crisis posters where people are like really concerned to the point at which like they're calling for help, like, you know what I mean, because it's really overwhelming for some people. And that's why I feel like perspective shifting is so important, because what you've just said is just, I know, will solve so many people's issues, because obviously people are so, like, we've all got this loving energy, like so loving energy, and like we have such big hearts. So then obviously if you hear that the planet that you're living on is like changing and this, and then you take it personal, you feel like, oh, this is my fault, when it's just like, no, change is natural, and what we've done as humans forever is adapt. Like we will always adapt, we will always be okay. And then so to have that perspective where you're just like, the goalpost is moving, so like when you hear the soil is becoming malleable, like did I say that right? Like,
it's fine, don't worry about it, it's fine. It's what we do.
But yeah, like, but when you hear it, like you have that perspective and like of the goalposts moving, and it's just like, that is just so powerful, because it's like when you ground yourself in that kind of perspective, you can be like, oh, I'm not sinking, like I'm rooting, like I'm growing, like, you know what I mean, like that's sick. Honest.
Don't know how we got to malleable ground from music, but I guess it's SoundCloud.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
No, to be fair, I love it though, because we always have tangents, and like sometimes like, wait, what were we talking about?
And the thing is, what we're starting to realise now is that the music section is the bit which kind of like, we're wrapping up at the music section. It doesn't feel like that in the past couple of episodes. Like, hey.
It's almost like it's actually longer than the first part. It's like, what?
Okay.
So it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Who is on your SoundCloud though?
So much old school Kate Trinada. When Kate Trinada was just Kate Trinada. Yeah.
That was a nice moment between your home, just on the sideline, like, I'm not hurt. I'm not hurt.
What did it happen like?
It must be nice.
You know the first time that me and Nate met, we were just like bonding over Toby.
Yeah.
And then like, we were just having a moment, and then the other person that was there was just like,
yeah, we had a moment. To be fair, that's the first thing you said when you got in the car, and like I didn't even realize until I'm like, oh yes, snap, we did bond over Toby, and then I was listening to him in the car.
Goes in, honestly.
So I feel like the other person.
You know, I literally just assume that everyone knows Toby.
And like
someone else in the car, like
in the back seat, like,
you're right there, buddy.
But no, So wait, did you say Kate Trinada? That's what you've been listening to lately, or just SoundCloud? SoundCloud. SoundCloud. It's usually the homies, you know. I don't click on it unless the homies send me something like let's say exclusive, something that hasn't been released or something. That's the only time I click on SoundCloud. Other than that, the last thing I actually listened to with intention was Chance the Rapper, which was many, many moons ago. I think this was first album or first mixtape, can't remember the name of it. But yeah, so what I'm actually listening to now, taking to the present moment.
I know, I was thinking that as well.
Now.
Wait, what?
Do that more.
Like, you're just...
Yes, you started.
Did I? I was
Listening to now.
all right. No, I didn't.
So both of us were like,
Did it? Right, okay.
Infinity symbol.
Right, okay. What am I listening to now?
Let's see what's going on.
Actually, there was a song. It was Nipsey Hussle. I Don't Stress. Yeah,
I think I might need some of that in my life.
I don't stress. Yeah. Weight on my shoulder.
Piano's been going off for me recently, actually.
I'm a piano. Someone mentioned I'm a piano.
whoa, we were talking about that last
Last episode, that was like I'm a piano was his music.
I swear, alto is a ghost in my life. I swear to you. You know this, right? Imagine my flower is right underneath alto drawing.
Yeah.
And then like literally, I walked into the event and then Nate was like, "Oh yeah, you just no, not you." Someone else was like, because I saw his face, the drawing, and I was like, that's alto, like I need to meet this guy. And then someone was like, oh, you just missed him, what's out? And I was like, what is this? Like, and then obviously we do follow each other.
Is he real? No, I'm joking. He's my friend. Sorry, I'm joking.
He lasted like twice as well because he left and then came back. So like if you stayed and then left, then he probably just ended as you left.
Yeah.
It's not real.
At this point,
he's our imaginary friend.
Like he is a similar at this point. But I feel like it's powerful.
Yeah, no, sick dude. We had a good conversation with him actually.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, but yeah, Nipsey Hussle, I don't stress.
Why?
Because it's an affirmation. We spoke about affirmations earlier, but it's like one of those ones. It's like whatever troubles there is, I don't stress out. So yeah, I condition myself for like, no, I'm not stressing. I refuse to. Go on.
Someone that I know you'd love, Manny Wells.
That's such a familiar name.
Can we just samples?
We
don't. We need to learn the game.
I know we can do
so
samples, but
a song that I'd recommend to you guys and everyone is Manny Wells. So good.
So good.
He's such an expressive artist.
Sorry, I hear commotion outside.
yeah, it sounded really, really close as well.
Like my Megan is out there.
Megan, the stallion.
Yeah.
Change that.
Oh come on! Why?
It's the trees grew, so
Yeah. And to be fair, like
I think you have to go on that side to see.
yeah, no, to be fair, I was acknowledging the trees growing. Well, when I say trees, I'm talking about leaves, because like from the apartment, you can kind of.
I'm not even looking in the right place. I was like looking over there.
Borderline chaotic, but everything is in order. Car is fine. Touch wood, Lord willing. But where was we at? Stress, Nipsey. Track of the week.
Manny
Wells. Yes,
yeah.
we're gonna.
Wells.
Yeah, So Good by Manny Wells. Sick. He's an amazing.
So good.
You say Manuel's so good because you said Teo before and I was like, oh, Teo. And then you were like, question mark, and I was like, I was thinking about the wrong person. But I carried on with it. Like,
Okay.
I was thinking about Neo.
Oh.
And Neo so good also, the track.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay, so I thought we were going to align somewhere there with...
I mean, oh,
You know Neo?
No.
No? Okay.
like NE-Neo.
No.
Sorry.
Not Neo.
I'm
Neo
sure,
with a high-pitched voice.
Just trying to get involved.
Would you just say
I just thought, wait, I know a Neo. I'm just gonna.
It's just descended into chaos. My track of the week is Metronomy, actually.
That's,
The Look.
What does that mean? Is that a word? Sorry.
No one's asked that yet on the music section.
Yeah.
Name an artist. Like, what does that mean?
No, she's speaking in tongues. Don't worry. It's just
What does that
speaking
mean?
in tongues.
Is that a meeting? What country is that? No, Metronomy are amazing. Oh, like I used to listen to them when I was like in college back in the day. They did a song called The Look. And it's the bassiest, like there's a lot of bass in it, but like, it's just funky as hell.
Yeah.
And so it came on, Like the other night before I was about to go to bed because my phone was on shuffle, and I was listening to headphones for some reason indoors. Risky.
No.
Anything could happen, you know what I mean? Like all your senses are like, I've just dulled down with headphones on.
Yeah.
And the song came on and I nearly skipped it because it was so old, and I just thought like, actually no, this is just, it's almost like a smell that takes you back to, or like a sound, like it was so powerful, it just threw me back to when life was easy.
Yeah.
And really cool.
Yeah. Linkin Park Hybrid Theory does that for me.
Every single time there are songs on that album that make me feel like a goddamn urban ninja.
I think for me, it makes me feel like invincibility, definitely.
Yeah.
Like that kind of like,
How can you feel so ultimately badass? It's a bit of a joke. Yeah, that might be album for tomorrow, actually. I've
Yeah.
that for a minute.
Yeah.
By a minute, I mean like 4 months. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's been a minute. That album, you just pepper that in. Just treat yourself to that.
Yeah.
Just treat yourself to that. You know what I mean?
So, anyway.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know what song you were saying. I was like, yeah.
I don't know.
We can cut it here. No, I'm joking.
No, but the thing is, I already started, so I couldn't stop.
Just keep going. Just go with it. You know,
I started like,
yeah.
what is going on?
I'm like, oh, sorry.
I felt it, but I was like, I can't stop.
Go solo. Just go. Just finish your mission. It's your calling.
Yeah, Metronomy, the look, and the music video is great. It's just 2 pigeons, animated pigeons.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us.
But yes, it's been
I think nostalgia music definitely does something. So
Yeah.
like the way that, have you heard of what's this guy? He does like lo-fi guitar music.
FKJ?
No, I love FKJ though. I love FKJ and the Sundrop Garden, like his wife, like, you know, bracket. So.
I don't like to think that he has a wife because he's my husband.
Oh, okay.
Dream killer.
I don't know where this is going. Okay.
But don't ruin it.
Brackets, 0.
Wound.
Brackets.
Bracket.
Yeah.
Bracket.
That's a person.
Yeah.
That was the name of his track.
Yeah. I was thinking,
like that.
wow.
I didn't know that was a person. Because he has a baby with her as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So the track bracket. Sorry, what's that?
That's her name.
Because I feel like, I remember a conversation, like all of us looking for the track, and either you or Prince called it. No, I know the name of the Nima, sorry. Yeah, Nima.
Brackets.
Wow, okay.
Ylang.
Yeah,
Just saying things now.
Ylang.
Don't worry, we butcher everything, so
Yeah, like, so that's his wife. Like, I've been listening to her for years. Her music is wavy.
But you said a different name before you said brackets.
So she's branded herself now as like the Sundrop Garden.
Right.
But then for a long time she was going as bracket. And then also as well her real like name or her former stage name was like June Mariese.
So she never made it eady.
Yeah, to find her music. But trust me, her thing's banging.
You should have made it easy to like find her at a festival. Like, excuse me, I'm looking.
Like, who's this? Bracket. 0, bracket.
Yeah.
Like, how many brackets was that? I think it's about 5.
6, actually.
See, that was a hiccup.
Damn, you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
I mean, I've learned more than just brackets.
That was your take. I just learned bracket. No, that's the title. I just learned what bracket. Wait, how many am I on? 4? Bracket. Yeah.
I swear, like, I laughed so much. You know when you trust that
And it's not even fun anymore.
Yeah. It's like, this hurts.
I'm in pain.
I'm getting tickled though. Like, if you tickle me, I'll kill you. I'm laughing, but I'll kill you.
I have to show you guys this video. So like, I save funny videos on my Instagram. Like, this is one of this Asian guy getting tickled to death, and he just like, wow. I just like
Meanish.
like I would rather like honestly because if
Just punch me in the face. Just punch me in the face. I'd rather that.
Over and done with it.
Over and done.
I couldn't survive 2 minutes of being tickled, especially not my feet. Like, oh my god,
Oh my.
never. Like 2 minutes of feet.
Yeah, we're gonna cut on the feet. That's it. That's us. Thanks for joining us. It's been real. I guess. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us. And we out. Thanks for joining us.